So Johnny Sexton has been added to the Lions squad. Andy Farrell sticking with people he knows. We wondered if Neil Jenkins would be there as a kicking coach. He's not. And it looks like to me that Sexton is there as a kicking coach. We wondered if maybe Wigglesworth would be that man. And I'm sure he's going to be working with the fly half. So a bit of a shock appointment. But again, going with coaches that he knows, going with players that he knows from his Ireland days, if you like, from his time at Ireland. And does it change everything or nothing or somewhere in the middle? Let's have a discussion about it. I didn't want to put out a video yesterday on it because we had an excellent interview out on the channel of Paul Brown-Bampo done by Ollie. I think it's really one of the best interviews I think I've ever seen. Just so relaxed, so much information of an up-and-coming player who may be featuring for England soon. So do check out that Brown-Bampo interview if you haven't already. But let's talk about this. Johnny Sexton, is he a good idea for one thing? Well, technically, if he's going as a kicking coach and a fly half mentor, then absolutely. He's got all that experience, lots of recent experience as well. He's been on Lions tours. He knows what it's all about. So it sounds like a good shout. But of course, it could change things because he will have an impact on selection. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts, which are mixed at the moment, but really I'm canvassing you guys to let me know what you think. How is this going to impact the Lions selections? How are they going to play, if at all? So let's just go through the fly half candidates one by one and have a talk about them. Let's start with Finn Russell, that guy up there, can't quite see his face. I think he's going on the Lions tour. I think he was excellent in the Six Nations. I think he's been phenomenal for Bath. But Sexton maybe doesn't quite like his style, maybe doesn't quite get on with him. That being said, if you're in a professional setting, I'm sure they will be professional, no doubt. But he has called him a bit of a showboat or something like that, a bit flashy, I think that was the word. And will he say, actually, we need someone a bit more sensible being the main man for the Lions? Well, my counter to that was, look at how Bath play. Now, Bath, they're not a flashy team. They're actually in the Premiership a very sensible team. They can play very straightforward. They can kick to the corners. They can play a forward game. And, of course, they can open up and we can see the Finn Russell imagination and a little bit of chance sometimes. But I think the way Bath play is a good kind of microcosm of maybe how Finn Russell could play for the Lions, where you could see his skill, but also very sensible, excellent kicking, game management, all that sort of thing. So I don't quite buy that one. So I'd be surprised if Sexton swayed the dial that Finn Russell wasn't picked. Of Marcus Smith there, he has said that he is a generational talent. He did call him flashy to start with, but has said he's a real talent. Will it help or hinder Marcus Smith's selection? That'll be an interesting one at the moment. I think he's kind of on the fringes from his performances for Harlequins. He's been on the fringe of England, of course. Now, having Sexton there, the former Irish fly half and former Leinster fly half, of course, does this help Sam Prendergast's hopes of going? Well, yeah, maybe it does. Maybe he's there as a bit of a mentor. He could really help him. He'll know how good Prendergast is. But if you're talking about flashy fly halves, then Prendergast does do some flashy things. He does take some chances. So it's not like he's absolutely boring, play it by the numbers, take no chances. He does take chances as well. But I think maybe it just boosts Prendergast's chances of going for sure. And then also we've got to talk about Owen Farrell. Now, that was kind of a potential personality clash when they were both on the Lions squad, but they actually ended up really getting on because they're both super focused. They don't like making mistakes. They like kind of playing the percentages a bit as a fly half, great kickers. So yeah, he will say Owen Farrell is amazing. He could still do an amazing job. I think he will push a bit harder for Owen Farrell to go on the Lions tour. Of course, how much sway Sexton will have, is an open debate. We don't know. The final decision's going to be, Andy Farrell's and maybe some of the more senior coaches. Sexton is still, only a very junior coach, shall we say. But sure, Owen Farrell's chances have just gone up a bit. And then to finish with, I'll just chuck a bit of grenade in there. Maybe the fly half whose chances have gone up the most is Finn Smith. Because I see Finn Smith actually being maybe closest to Johnny Sexton. He's really good at playing the ball to the line. He doesn't make too many mistakes. He keeps a team shape going. He's an excellent kicker to touch and at goal. Maybe Johnny Sexton will make a surprise call and say, look, I think we should include Finn Smith instead of Marcus Smith, say, or maybe instead of Finn Russell, say, because I think he can really pull a team around the pitch and play a game plan. So anyway, that's the way I'm thinking at the moment. I'm sure I'll change my mind as we go on, and you guys let me know what you think down below. It'll be amazing to hear what you think. And of course, we still have 45% off on-home testosterone testing kits. If you want to get your testosterone tested, it's an amazing deal. 45% off is hardly anything, actually. RugbyAnalyst 45. Of course, they want you to go on to testosterone replacement therapy and all of that, but the actual test is really easy. So use that if you want to. Okay, comments below. Lions' chances for fly half. Who's gone up? Who's gone down because of Sexton's appointment? Let me know down below, and I'll catch you next time.